Happy Wednesday! Woot woot! We are halfway through the week. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. Today is Wednesday, so that means that I will be coming on live to all of you and giving my Wellness Wednesday tips. So I'm super excited about this one. As always, I probably say that a lot, but I think this is an important topic, and it is something that has actually been coming up a lot with the clients that I'm working with, because they actually have been under eating and actually need to be eating more calories. So I really think this is a good topic. So if you are just joining, or you're wondering if you should stay tuned to this video, if you are somebody that is a plant-based runner and maybe you don't think you're eating enough calories, or maybe you're concerned if you're eating enough, or maybe you feel like you're not able to get through your runs or your trainings, like, you just feel really tired, or you don't feel like your training's working, you're not really sure why, because everything else seems to be going right, or you're doing everything else right? If that is you, then this will be really good for you. So this will be really good information for you. Or if even you're just somebody that is highly active and maybe you're not sure if you're getting enough calories. So this will be also a really good video for you. So first, I want to start off with talking about what is a calorie. So if you don't know what a calorie is, I encourage you guys to look it up, look up the definition. But basically, a calorie is a measurement of heat energy, right? So it's energy. So I think a lot of times that, in society, in our culture now, we think of calories as like this bad connotation, right, around what calories are. But really, for an athlete or for a runner, calories are important, right? Calories are energy, calories are fuel, and it's really important that you get enough calories, because if you don't get enough calories, then you can actually minimize the effect of your training. So if you're not eating enough and you're running a lot, say you're training for like a 50K, a marathon, whatever that is, then you may really struggle, and you may not, your workouts, your running and your training, right, may not really be as effective if you're not eating enough and you're not getting enough energy. So it's really important that you do, right? It's really important that you get enough, you make sure that you get enough energy. So really, two that I want to talk about. Oh, my watch is beeping on me. My Garmin is beeping and telling me I need to move, which is crazy because I did do 2 workouts today. So I don't know why it's still yelling at me, but I think when I sit for a long period of time, I was icing and now I'm actually heating my foot. So it's probably have been sitting too long already, apparently. So anyways, if you are just joining, let me know you're here. I see a few people coming on, which is awesome. Let me know you're here. Wave, say hey. If you are watching the replay, just reply below #replay, so I know that you are watching this. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about calories and energy. So really, calories are also, and I want to talk about more about what calories are, or calories are stored as ATP in your body, and that is what is used for muscles and energy. So also, what contributes to that, or what's able to be broken down to energy, is only your macros. So if you're somebody that has done counting macros, you probably may understand this a little bit, right? So our macros are carbohydrates, our proteins, and our fats. So those are the only nutrients that we get calories from, right? Because those are the only thing that they can be, that are broken down to ATP to use our muscles, or to use for energy and for our muscles. So as I said, really, right, calories are energy. It's giving us the efficiency, the energy, what our muscles need to move, right? And that's really important when you're an athlete and you're somebody that's moving. It's really important that you're getting enough fuel in those muscles, right? Or you're not going to be able to effectively train, right? So it's really important. Another thing with calories, right, is we all need a different amount of calories, right? Um, for for athletes and runners, we really have to change we have to have a really little, I believe, a little bit of a different mindset than somebody that may want to lose weight, right? It's going to be a little bit different of a mindset. So I just want to throw that out there too when I'm talking about this, right? And talking about calories and energy, because it really is a little bit. Because most likely, when you talk about energy balance and you talk about, if you use more energy, so I always think of like a scale when I'm teaching this to kids. So I always say, think of a seesaw, think of a scale. What happens if you eat too much or you eat more than what your body needs, right? You're most likely going to gain weight, and then you're going to lose weight, right? And you're going to go the opposite way if you're intaking not enough, right? And not taking in enough, and your body needs more calories, right? You're going to lose weight. You're going to go the opposite way. So it's really important, right, that you find that energy balance, and it can be difficult to really find that energy balance when you were running and you're burning so many calories, right? It can be harder to find that energy balance. So what I do when I work with clients, the first thing I do is calculate their calorie needs, and I figure out based on their training plan, I can figure out based on their length and intensity of workouts, how much extra calories we need. And then we break it down into your macros, right? And we figure out, okay, how much more carbs, how many more fat sources do we need, right? How many more protein sources that we need? But the first thing you really want to figure out is calories. How much more calories do we need to make sure that you are still in energy balance, right? And not losing too much. And maybe you won't. Maybe you're somebody that doesn't mind losing so much. You don't mind losing weight, and that's fine. The only thing that, again, I want to stress is, just like I was talking about before, is that you're still gonna, if you're not eating enough and you're not getting enough energy, right, because you want weight loss, well, you're really gonna minimize the effects of training, right? You're not gonna really, just like when they talk about, so to compare this, I hear this all the time, right? Make sure that you eat well. When, like, a trainer will say this all the time, right? Make sure you eat well because abs are made in the kitchen, right? Not just working out. You also need to eat healthy, right? So it's really the same. I really believe it's it's very similar, right? It's the same kind of concept. So yes, you don't want to, if you really want to get faster, if you really want to focus on performance and PRs, then you're going to want to make sure, even if you're okay with losing weight, you're still going to want to make sure you are replacing and getting enough calories and getting enough energy and replacing that, your body being able to keep making more ATP to break it down, right? Because that is what it's going to need for performance. So I just wanted to talk about that, and then specifically for calories. So let's see, I think there's a couple of you on. If anybody's on, do you know how many calories you need? Just comment below, how many calories do you think you need or eat? Yeah, either or. So either how many calories do you think you need, or how many calories do you need? So just comment below. No? Okay. Maybe no one's on here. That's okay. Okay, guess not. So that's okay. So for calories, so for women runners, for female runners, I would say probably 2,000 or more calories you will need, which can seem like a lot to you. I know for my base, for me, just my daily activities without running in, I have a desk job, right? So but I am somewhat active. I still sometimes I go teach and I'm running around the office and running around town, right? There's still some movement, but I'm still around 1,800 calories, which is below 2,000. And as when I add in those runs and I really add in that training, I could be, needing 2,000 or more calories. So I could be needing more calories. So I just need to be mindful of that. It also does not mean that I have to start counting calories and I have to start measuring things out to get enough. No, you don't necessarily have to do that. You can certainly track it just to see until you kind of figure out like portion sizes or how much. Or you could just kind of get an estimate of how much you're eating now and then figure out how much more you need and figure out, okay, maybe half a cup of nuts is 200 calories and that's what I need a day, right? 200 more calories. So, and adding more fat. So you can do it like that too. But really, as I said, what's really nice is what I can do for you is I can break that down and we can figure it out and look at those numbers, and then help you to figure out how to do that. So for males, you're going to be looking over 2,500 calories, and I would say even more than that. So it could be 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, which can be a lot of calories. And when you're talking about somebody that eats fully plant-based and only plant foods, this is not easy to achieve. This is a lot of food. So the volume of fruits and vegetables and grains is really, really high, right? Especially for somebody that's trying to go more whole plant-based and not do as much oil or refined grains or liquid calories, right? If you're really trying to do and eat whole foods, it can be difficult. So the tips that I have for you today are really tips on, really taking, plant-based nutrition, but also combining it with sports nutrition. So, so as I said, right, you may want to make some adjustments. It is possible to eat enough calories on a plant-based diet. There are ultra-marathon runners now eating fully plant-based, and which is so awesome. It is possible, but it takes a little planning. It takes more planning. It takes more work, and it's not easy to do, right? Because you're not just eating whatever you can find to eat. So it can take a little bit of planning to do. So the tips that I want to give you are just some tips that hopefully that'll help to, to get more calories if you think you are somebody that may need more calories and may feel better or may be able to help get you through your workout. So here we go. So here are my tips. So just checking, see if anyone's on. If you're on, let me know you're here. I can't tell if anyone's on or not. Or maybe you guys are just joining and then not sticking around. No, that's all right. Okay. So anyways, here are my tips. So number one, smoothies. Maybe you're somebody that's trying to eat more whole plant-based, as I said, and you're trying to eat more whole foods and not as much liquid calories. But really, smoothies are great because you're getting still your nutrients, some nutrients from your food, right? From plants, fruits, and vegetables. But you are also able to get in calories quickly, right? And that's the other thing about protein shakes that I've gotten asked about too. I get asked about is protein shakes, and that's really my view on protein shakes. If you think you need more protein and it's easier for you to get it through a smoothie or a shake, then do it, right? That's fine. Of course, it's going to be better through whole foods, but if you really need that protein, if you need that calories, then it's certainly fine to do a smoothie, and you can make a smoothie yourself. I usually just do yogurt. Actually just made a smoothie. What did I just make? So I added yogurt. I used, did I get almond? I think I got almond yogurt. Yes, I think I got almond yogurt. I kind of switch on and on with the coconut almond. I can't really decide what one I like better. Sometimes it's whatever's cheaper or whatever I can find, really. So I added almond yogurt, plain, I think it was vanilla, yes. Vanilla almond yogurt. I just picked blueberries and strawberries and froze them. So I added those. I also had some kale, so I added the kale. I think that was it. Did I add almond milk? I might have added some almond milk too, I think. And it was not bad. Oh, and then chia and flax. I always add flax meal and chia seeds. They're both great for omega-3s, right? So omega-3s are also great, right, for fats. Those are really important too for running and energy. It's definitely to get your fats. So let's see. Smoothies, refined grains. So this is another thing I want to talk about too, because again, the mindset's a little bit different with sports nutrition compared to the general kind of, advice around grains, right? We want to make half of our grains whole, right? That is still the recommendation by the government, by the USDA. I teach through a USDA program, so I am used to talking about some of these things, and they're ingrained in my mind, right? Make sure that half your grains are whole. But again, with sports nutrition, it's a little bit of different mindset. Of course, I think it's still important to get those grains to make sure you're getting fiber, but also on a plant-based diet, I'm not concerned that you're not getting enough fiber because you're eating all plants. You're eating plants, you're eating fruits and vegetables, you're going to be getting enough fiber. It's not a concern, right? So, don't be afraid to eat that white bread. Don't be afraid to eat white rice, whatever it is that's more refined, because those also give you quick energy, quick calories. So those are great too, like during a run. Those are the kind of carbs that are good, or right before a run, right? Excuse me. Can be good, and then you don't have to also worry about that fiber and having any GI issues. So it actually can be better, but also it gives you the calories because you need more calories, right? So don't be afraid of that. I know sometimes I've gotten in the habit of, like, when I go out to a restaurant, and sometimes I think it's like just too much bread and like the bun is so big. Sometimes I take it off and I don't even use the bun. But I know once I get to really marathon training, I shouldn't be afraid to eat that roll, right? Shouldn't be afraid to eat that white bun on my burger. And what I'm talking about, right, is a plant-based burger, not a real burger. But yes, I do eat, the plant-based burgers that they have out there now. I do like those. I do. I know it's like a treat, and it really should just be a treat. Same thing as my vegan ice cream. I should really treat that as a treat. Not something I should have every day. But lately I've been also into my ice cream. Don't tell. It has been vegan. It has been non-dairy. But I have been eating a lot of ice cream. But I have still been active, even though I have been running a lot. So I'm really not concerned with those calories, and then knowing that I'm going to be running soon. I will be running soon. So there's that. Okay, so 1, smoothies. 2, refined grains, right? Don't be afraid to have those refined grains. Adding nut butters, almond, cashew, peanut butter, right? Dressings, sauces. I made this really good, I think it was like a kind of like a pesto sauce, and I drizzled it over. Actually, I got it from Shalene Flanagan's cookbook. If anyone has that, let me know. Comment below. If you have her cookbook, comment below. There's not a lot of recipes in there that are plant-based, so I've had a hard time really with finding recipes that I like in that book, but it did give me kind of spark some ideas, and I do like the sauces and the power bowls in there that give me better ideas. I think there's like a tempeh recipe in there that I actually really liked, and I started cooking my tempeh that way and liked it. But anyways, there was a sauce recipe in there for a vegan sauce. I can't remember what else was in it. I think it was it might have been yogurt and pesto. Actually, I think that's what it was, plain yogurt and pesto. And you just drizzle it over like a power bowl. So your greens, your veggies, whatever it is. Don't be afraid to use those sauces. I know for me, I'm not a big fan of red sauce, so that's why I said like make your own kind of sauce. So just add more calories. Nut butters certainly are going to add more calories and fats, good fats, which are good. It's going, fats also, I should talk about probably in another video. I'll talk more about fats, but fats also give you energy, and fats are also important. And I think it's something that sometimes we overlook, eating those good fats for runners, because and athletes who really do need those fats. So dressings, nut butters. What's my other tip? Eating more often. So this is another good one. So if you eat 3 meals a day, comment below. 3 meals. Or let me know how many meals a day would you say that you eat? Comment below. No one's interactive today. All right. So 3 meals a day. Does anyone eat 3 meals a day only? So we have been taught, right, and most of us probably still do, because that is just what we've always done, right, is eat 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But now, if you're somebody that's plant-based, you're an athlete, you're burning lots of calories, you're running every day, you may need to eat more meals a day. So you may want to try to eat 5-day meals. And that doesn't have to be big meals, right? That means smaller meals. It could even be snacks, but they're going to be nutrient-dense meals, and they're going to lower the volume of the amount of food that you need to eat at a time. Because the thing is, with plant-based eating, and when you're trying to eat a lot of calories, because most of the calories you're eating are plant or lower in calories, right? Besides your nuts and your nut butters, then you and your fats, right? Your good fats. So you're going to have to eat a high volume of food. You may not be able to stomach all that food at once, right? That's a lot of food. So what my suggestion would be is to try to eat 5-day small meals a day. And like I said, it can mean one of those meals can be a piece of fruit with a handful of nuts, right? But you may just want to try eating more often. That may be something that you may need to do to help you to get enough calories, right, for your training. So again, I just really want to stress, why is this important? Why is this an important topic to talk about? Again, because if you're not eating enough and you're not getting enough energy and you're not getting enough calories, then you're going to have, it may minimize the effect of training, right? And you're going to outdo your workouts. You're going to outdo all the work that you did because you're not eating enough, right? Hey, Ryan, thanks for joining. So it's really important that you eat enough. And I think I know for me, I haven't always been around runners, or I'm not around runners all the time, right? I'm around family, I'm around friends, right, that may not be runners. And their whole, the way they look at food and calories is so different, right? Their mindset's so different. And as an athlete, I think as a runner, it can be difficult to really change your mindset too. I know, especially like for me as a female, and just knowing that it's easy for me to gain weight for whatever reason. I think, just my hormones, my metabolism, whatever it is, my body just doesn't really use up carbohydrates. It doesn't use that up naturally if I'm not working out my body or using my body. It just doesn't use up those calories, right? The carbohydrates. It's very easy for me to gain weight. So I know for me, I've also been, a little bit afraid to eat more. And it's really hard when you go from non-training season, right, to training season, because then I have to up my calories, and, that can be really difficult. Right now I haven't really been running a lot, so I am aware of that, right? A little bit. So I've been really just trying to eat healthy, make sure that I'm still prepping my meals, make sure that I'm still, eating right well, not just I have been eating ice cream a lot, but, trying not to just, eat terribly, right? Still trying to make sure that I'm eating well, because that's going to be important when they start getting back into training too. I don't want my body to be like, what are you doing? Feel like crap because I'm, put crap in my body. So it's still really important, even though I'm injured, right? And especially important that I understand this energy balance thing, because again, even though I'm still working out, burning calories, which is certainly helping, but I certainly know that I'm not eating a lot of food as I would be if I was training. So I just want to mention that. So anyways, that is really all I have for you guys today. That is just what I wanted to talk about today. It's really what I've been trying to do is really sticking with a topic for the week, and just focusing on talking about that. So I also wrote a blog post about everything that I just talked about in this video. There's a blog post I've also been posting throughout the week about calories and energy this week. So every week I, think of a new topic and think of other things that I want to highlight and really focus on that for the week. So if anyone does have any topics or anything that you'd be interested in hearing about, and I can certainly, write a blog post for you, come on live and do a video on the topic, whatever it is. So, you can comment below or you can DM me, that's fine too. Just reach out to me and let me know what topics you guys would like to hear, because really I want to be providing you guys with value and helpful tips and things that you can start to change and do right now, right? So, I hope this was helpful. I hope you got some value out of this. Hopefully, if you are somebody that's a plant-based runner, this would be valuable to you. If not, maybe not as much, but hopefully maybe there is still something you could take out of this video. I do want to just mention that August is fast approaching, which is so crazy to me. Where did July go? Where did the summer go? It is over halfway over already, which just seems crazy. But anyways, my e-newsletter will be sent out very, very soon for August. So if you are not on my e-newsletter list, make sure you get on my email list. I'd love to have you on there. I'd love to send you the e-newsletter to just stay up to date with any topics and just talk more about these things and have those tips. I also put a recipe in there. I also have a recipe ebook too. So another thing too, if you guys don't have that recipe ebook yet that I've created for plant-based runners, make sure that you grab that. Super easy to sign up for that too. Just go right to my website, same thing as my e-newsletter, and just leave your name and email address, and then I'll get that sent out to you. And is there any other announcements? I think that's really all I have. I am still taking on more one-on-one clients, coaching clients. So if you are somebody that, is plant-based and a runner and would like to work with a nutritionist, let me know. I certainly would love to work with you. I also am really looking for run coaching clients, which is something new that I'm starting to do. But if you are somebody that is looking to run a fall marathon, we are 2 months, or not even a marathon, it could be a 5K. We are 2 months away from really fall. So if you're interested in running a 5K, 10K, half marathon, whatever that is this fall, training has to start really soon, right? So if you are, let me know. I'd love to help you. And that's really all I got. So I think I took up enough time, and I will talk to you guys all soon. So again, if you guys have any questions, topics, anything like that, send them my way. And make sure to go to my website and sign up for my monthly e-newsletter as well as my ebook. So recipe ebook, and get those recipes, which are all the recipes that I use. I still feel like there are things missing that I still need to add to it. So if I do an update to that ebook, I certainly will let you guys know, so you guys can get that updated copy. But you won't know I have an updated copy if you're not on that email list. So make sure you get your email on there. All right, so that is all I have. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.